Fellow Toastmasters, this was a speech in which the visual aids were absolutely necessary. I've seen speeches where there are words up there and the speech up here, but you could not have carried this off, Dhwani, without the slideshow showing us the pictures of what was going on. So that passed my first test. Is this a speech where the visual aids are essential? What I liked the most was your bearing, your enthusiasm, your joy, your eagerness. I couldn't get enough of it. You know, I came in here with kind of a cloudy day feeling, and all of a sudden the sun is shining in front of me with your eagerness about this hobby, and it sounds like it's something you've carried through your whole life. But you asked me to talk about your relationship to the screen, and that's what I'm going to talk about. Let's look at the mechanics of the room, and one of the speakers said the spring's in the wrong thing. Suppose, guys, we take this and we turn it to 45 degrees. What does that do? It makes people be able to see it, and it also allows you to use your peripheral vision to see what's going on so that you don't have to do this. And I found this motion, when repeated over and over again in certain parts of the speech, to take away from that joy and that enthusiasm that you had. So if we look at the room dynamics and we say turn it, then the second thing I saw is you were looking at the screen to find out what was there. And I asked myself, how could you get around it? Well, take the laptop and turn it around. It's a small room. So if you have a copy on the laptop, you can see what's on the laptop and you don't have to look. Right. If you can't do that, have copies of the paper slides and have your assistant shine them. But you're basically using a teleprompter. You're essentially saying there's something here, I just have to glance down, and then I still have eye contact with the audience. When you turn, then at that point you're going to say, okay, I have something to point to. So if you wanted to point to a particular part of the car or a particular situation, you could take a glance and go this, or have a pointer. But that would be the only time that I would see that you would need to turn if you had it set up in some way. So one of the problems that I had with the speech is that I needed to have 2 points of focus, and I was sitting right there and I couldn't. If I looked at you and I tried to look at the screen at the same time, I lost you. And I wanted to keep looking at you and I wanted to look at the picture, so I had to make an unpleasant decision on how to shift my attention. If you had moved closer to the screen when it was time for me to look at both of you, I would not have had to do that. And then you could come back here and you would be doing your thing, and then you could go back. So you could have used the floor to let me know, okay, Carlos, stop looking at me. Maybe you pause a little bit, and then you look at the screen, and I say, okay, I've seen the picture, and then I go back to looking at you. So use the floor to guide the attention to and from the visual aids. And that's, you know, from a standpoint, just think about what the relationship of the screen is to the room and of you to the screen, and use it to guide our attention throughout the whole speech. I really enjoyed the story, and it was like an icebreaker for me as well. So thank you. Thank you.